Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor and Door Texan. Today I'll be showing y'all my recipe for Tomatillo hot sauce. Now there's a lot of confusion surrounding tomatillos. Many people just think that they're green tomatoes, which they're not. And others think they're spicy green peppers, which they're also not. In fact, they are part of the same family as both tomatoes and peppers, but tomatillos are their very own unique thing. And man, do they add a wonderful flavor profile to hot sauces. For this recipe, we're working with 1 pound of green tomatillos, and make sure to remove the paper-like husk and the stems before we start cooking. You may also notice that there's about 3 to 4 large green jalapenos mixed in, and that's because tomatillos have 0 heat. So if you want your hot sauce to be hot, you'll need the jalapenos to add some spiciness. Also, make sure to remove their stems as well. With all the prep work done, let's move over to the range to get things started. In a medium-sized pot, add about 2 cups of water, or just enough to half cover our peppers and tomatillos. Then bring that water up to a boil. Once the water's rolling, toss in the jalapenos and tomatillos and let them simmer and steam for about 10 minutes or so. The flavor of tomatillos change depending on how you cook them. When you char them over fire or broil them in the oven, they tend to mellow out considerably and take on sweeter, juicy notes, as well as that smoke flavor from charring the skin, of course. When you opt to steam or boil them, however, they retain a lot of their raw, tart, and acidic flavors, which work perfectly for hot sauces and salsas. So that's why we're letting them simmer in a pot instead of tossing them on the smoker or in the oven. Once they're done with their steam bath, remove the pot from heat and let everything cool momentarily while we head over to the blender for the rest of our steps. Using tongs, transfer your tomatillos and jalapenos into a blender, and then go ahead and give everything a quick blend to chop up your ingredients. After that quick chop, add half a cup or a whole cup of chopped cilantro, depending on how much you love that flavor. Then toss in about 3 cloves of minced garlic, the juice of 1 lime, 1 cup of white vinegar, and finally about 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now give everything a long, thorough blend. You want to make sure that all that cilantro is properly broken down and all the ingredients have plenty of time to blend together well. Now, if you've seen any of my other hot sauce recipe videos, you know what I'm about to say here. Taste your sauce. It is so important. This is where you decide whether you like where you're at, or does it need more vinegar? Does it need more salt? Maybe more jalapeno heat? One man's perfect is another man's inedible, so taste, then tweak. For me, this batch needed an additional teaspoon of salt before it tasted just right to me, but each batch will act just a tad differently, so make sure to grab a spoon and make sure it's right for you. And once you find that happy place in flavor, you're ready to bottle. I typically use 5-ounce hot sauce bottles available on Amazon, as they seem to be a great portion for individual use, and they're also the perfect size for gifting out a few to friends and family. I'll share the link to my Amazon storefront below in the comments. I put together a detailed list of all the supplies I use when making hot sauces, including those bottles. So make sure to check it out if you're looking to get started making your own hot sauces. Everyone always asks me about shelf life, and considering the amount of vinegar in this sauce, this one should be fine out on the shelf for a number of months on end. But I always preach better safe than ruin, so toss it in your fridge and it can last well over a year there. Tasting this batch, it's a perfect, bright, tangy hot sauce with subtle heat on the end and tons of acidic and citrus flavors. This is one of those workhorse sauces in my fridge that seems to find itself poured over just about anything that could use a little acidic zip. Eggs, steak, pizza crust, you name it. That'll do it for this one, and thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll try my best to help you out with my 2 cents. Now, if you're new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you considered hitting the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, it certainly helps keep me going, and you'll have access to countless recipes with more great content to come. All right, y'all, take care.